Peace and power, Devine. Peace and power. All of you watching this. Today I wanted to bring you this divine message, because I want you to know that it's July 3rd, 2018. And today is my birthday. It's my birthday right now. I'm 35 years old, and I don't even really like to put an age on me anymore, because truth be told, you know, to define age really, you know, is to define, is to put a limitation on your life. To define age is to put a limitation on your life. It's to say this is how much you buy into and agree to, how much time you've put in here, you've logged in here, and how much time you got left. So I don't like to go by time. I'm infinite. I'm eternal. I don't have a time. I don't have an age. I don't live by time. I live in the vast space of time. I am everywhere. I am in all of time. So I don't believe in traditional age or time. But for all, you know, explanation or explanatory purposes, I'll tell you I'm turning 35 today on my birthday, July 3rd, 2018. And so I'm doing this divine message to bring this to you, that, you know, even though it is the day that I've come into an existence of this physical realm, I truly feel like I've always been here. I truly feel like I was here before I physically appeared here. I truly feel like I can even remember the time I was in the womb, and I can almost even feel like I remember the time before I came into the womb. I can almost and really feel the life I had before this. And I'm not trying to, you know, if this message is going over your head, then you're on the wrong frequency. You're on the wrong channel, Divine, and I tell you to change the knob. But for those who are on this frequency, I want you to understand that you are on this frequency for a reason. But the message, the frequency that I'm putting out right now has a purpose behind it. And I speak this purpose, I speak this divine message to you, because it's a part of who you are. You've been searching, you've been seeking, you've been wanting to know who you truly are. And I've come through this existence now. I'm in this existence now as a 35-year-old man with kids, saying to you that I know my purpose in life. I know my true divine purpose in life. I figured that out 2013 when I turned 30. The light came on, a switch came on inside of me. Suddenly, sort of the same thing happened again to me yesterday, as I realized that this day that I've came into an existence is coming back. And today is the day that I've came into this physical world. But I truly feel like I was in another world, some other world, another world with other beings who were just like me, understood me on the same frequency as me. And I am here, you know, existing here today in time, speaking to you, because I left my true existence, working my way back to that existence, to that divine consciousness, to that reality, because that's reality. So the day I'm bringing this to you is for a reason. The reason why I'm bringing this to you is because as a man who has children, and as a man who was born into a big family, a family where my mama had 8 children. And in my family, I never felt like I fit. I never felt like I felt like a black sheep. I felt like the black sheep in my family. I didn't feel like I belonged. I felt different always. I always was the different one. I always did things differently. I always went my own way. I always stayed in my room. I always was to myself when I was a kid. And when I was inside my home, I was always to myself. I didn't hang out with my sisters or brothers to get to know them very much. I didn't live like that. I lived isolated. And this divine message is for the person who was like me once, who feels very isolated in the family big enough where you got all this love, but you don't feel no love. You don't feel like your family understands you, gets you, know who you are, as well as I did. I didn't feel that way. But you know something, Divine? I truly believe that my family is not my bloodline. My family is not who I'm related to by blood. My family is those who vibrate with me on this same frequency. That's my family. Those are the beings that I am in tune with. Because a frequency is nothing more than a radio wave signature or signal that gets sent out to a radio tower, and then from the radio tower to the satellite, from the satellite to you. You feel me, Divine? So I'm saying this for a reason. That being a man with children, even though I love my children to death, I feel like I am not their father. And I'm not talking biologically through my DNA and genes. I don't deny my children. I love my children. And I take care of my children. I'm with my children. My children know who I am. But I feel like I am not their owner or father. Even at the young stages that they are in life. I feel like my children belong to a greater and higher purpose and power. I feel my children are their own individual beings who belong to a greater purpose and higher power. And it is my job and responsibility to expose them to that higher purpose and power that's within themselves. It's my job and responsibility. If I'm going to bring them here, if I'm going to bring them here, then it is my job not to father them, but to show the way as Jesus did. Jesus was the great way shower. It is my job to show them the way. You see what I'm saying, Devine? Because I believe that my children are not my children. I believe my sisters and brothers are not my sisters and brothers. I love my children. What I'm not saying is because I didn't vibe with my sisters and brothers, it doesn't mean that I don't vibe with my children. I love my children. I vibe with my children. They're young. They look up to me. They're still babies, 7 and 8. You understand? So they still look up to me. I vibe with them because they look up to me and I love them. I still nurture them, but I feel like I am not the owner of them. I feel like they are already all-knowing. I feel like they are already all omniscient, omnipresent. They are already all-knowing of their divine purpose, their divine knowledge of self. They know their purpose. And even Jesus said, unless you come to me like a kid, unless you come to me like this child, you will not see the kingdom of heaven. And so this is why I believe my children already know their purpose. This is why. Hold on, Devine. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I'm in my laundry room giving you this message. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning. But I'm up and it's my birthday, so I'm bringing you this message. I've been struggling with this for quite some time. And the reason why I've been struggling with this is because I truly believe that we, as individual beings, have a higher power within us and a purpose within us. I believe that we have a purpose within us and a higher power within us, not without us, but within us. We are omnipresent. We are omnipotent. We are omniscient. We are all knowing. We are like God, because God said in Genesis 1:26, let us make man in our likeness, in our image. And I always say, if I am made in the image and likeness of God, and to be made in the likeness of something is to be made identical of it. If I am made in the likeness of God, I am identical of God. People get mad at me and say, oh, why are you claiming to be God? Because God told me I was. Why are you claiming to be God? People get mad at me. So you God now? Yes, I am. Because I accept what God said. I accept the truth in that Bible. I accept the truth in that word. I accept the truth in the scripture text that says that let us make man in our likeness and our image. And I believe, just like Jesus said, unless you come to me like a child, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. And I believe that my children are already all-knowing, omniscient, all-powerful, omnipresent. I believe my children are already their highest form of self in the childlike state that they're in right now. Because there's a purity that comes with being a child. There's an innocence that comes with being a child. And this is why Jesus said that if you lead one of my children astray, you better off hanging a milestone around your neck and throwing yourself in the sea and drowning yourself to death than lead my children astray. You understand? Why did he use the word children? Because children are innocent. Children are vulnerable. Children are gullible. Children are easily swayed. And you can rob them of that innocence by telling them whatever you want to tell them, so that to make them feel the way you want them to make them feel. And so it's wrong for you to rob a child of his or her innocence. You understand? And this is why you will not see the kingdom of heaven, because you don't come like a child. And a child knows their purpose. And what is their purpose? To live their highest self. And so they live their highest self as children. They have no worries, no stress. They don't think about things like we think about things. They don't worry about things like we worry about things. A child is pure. And to burden a child with worry, to burden a child with lack of self-esteem and doubt, is to rob a child of that pure innocence and that they know of, which is all love. That innocence, which is love. That's what children know. Children know love. Children are love. Children are love. And so I bring you this divine message and teaching because you need to know that you have a divine purpose on this planet too. And you are a divine power. You are the source. See, let me ask you something. If you have a bad diet and you eat bad, do you blame God because you ate bad? Do you blame God because you the one that ate bad? Do you blame God for you eating bad and your health starts to decline? If you eat bad food and your health starts to decline, do you blame God? Huh? For your health decline? You blame God? No, you don't blame God. You blame yourself. The onus is on you. The onus is on you. You have the power and control to eat and put what you want in your body. The same thing goes with every other area in life. You have the power and the control over your mind, over your thoughts, to invite and to reject whatever you want in your life. You have that power, you have that control to accept what you want in your life and to reject what you don't want in your life. And you delegate your power. And this is why you receive anything and get anything in your life, because you delegate that power. You delegate the power. You delegate ownership of the power. And so therefore, you receive and get anything because you don't know how to reject, because you're leaving. See, you don't even know how to reject certain things. And you don't even know how to accept certain things because you're not taking ownership of your power. And the moment you take ownership of your power, Hold on, Devine. I'm hearing something. I'm making sure I don't. Appreciate y'all bearing with me. I keep hearing the funny noise, I'm here at the crib. Sound like, you got some people that's out to get you. But anyway, I ain't never worried about death because I'm always willing and ready to understand my time. I have a purpose on this life. And when I go, if I go, however I go, when I go, I believe that my purpose had been fulfilled and it was time for me to go. But I'm drinking some tea. Keep myself coated, my throat. So when you understand this message, Divine, when you understand that this is the real deal, that your children are not your children. They are not your own. They're not your children. I'm 35 years old. I just turned 35 today. It's my birthday. But I feel like I am not my mother's son. I feel like because I never felt like I belonged in that family. I never felt like I fit in my family. I never felt like I had a place in there. And so I said, oh, so I get it. You were just the portal that I came through to get here. But I didn't relate. I couldn't relate to my family at all. Even though we share the same blood and DNA, I still couldn't relate to them. And I say this to you, Devine. I say that if you are one of them people who find yourself alone in your own family circles, your family, then you must reevaluate and look at and ask yourself, is this truly your family? Is this truly your family? Are they your family? And look at who you are around most of the time. And ask yourself, just because they're not blood, is this your real family? Because that could be your real family. You understand? Jesus said, they said, teacher, your mother and your father is outside waiting for you. He said, who is my mother? Who is my father? But he said, look around me. He said, these are my brothers. These are my mothers. These are my fathers. These are my sisters. People that wasn't even blood related to him. You understand? So I'm saying to you that I'm here as a father, a 35-year-old man turning 35 today. And I truly feel like my children are not my responsibility. As far as governing their lives. I can love them all day long. I can show them the way as Jesus did with his students. He showed them the way. But I can never, ever own my children. It's not my responsibility or my job to govern their life. It's not my responsibility to govern their life because they are their own individuals. They are their own they are their own powerful beings on this planet. It's my job to take them to a higher plane of existence. You see, when you look at the word planet, you take the T off, you got the word plane. And planes are designed to take you where? Planes are designed to take you to a higher existence, up into the heavens, to the skies, above the clouds. It's my job for my children to take them to a higher existence, elevate their minds to a higher existence of self, of knowledge of self. It's my job to take them to a higher plane of existence on this plane we live on. If I look a little tired, I apologize. I've been up, all day. It's my birthday. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Today's my birthday too, July 3rd. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm just not, but I wanted to get this out. And I'm tired. But don't mind me being tired. You know, usually I'm a little bit more alive, a little bit more energetic, a little bit more entertaining. But I had to just sit down and give you this divine message, Devine. So understand that when you recognize who you are as a power source, you will not, and I repeat, you will not delegate your power anymore. Stop delegating your power and own your power. We're made in the likeness and in the image of God, and to be made in the likeness of God, in the image of God, to be made in His likeness is to be exactly like Him, exactly one like Him, or her, which I actually like to refer to God as a her anyway. But it's to be one like her. You see, we are one like God. We are like God. We are like the same things that God is. Because God said, let us make man in our image. In our image and likeness. I am the likeness of God. I am the identity. I am the exact prototype. I am the prototype. Okay? I am the prototype. I am the expression of God. I am the divine expression of God because I'm made in the likeness and image of God. So I am the divine expression of God. I am just a form of a divine expression of the Most High, God. I am the divine expression. All right? Right now in living form, in the body. I am the divine expression of God. And I bring this message to you, this divine message to you, because I feel like it's time for me to go and live out my purpose. I think it's my time to go and live out my purpose, which is to me, I'm a water sign. I love being by the water. And I think it's my purpose on this earth is to go and be one with nature's nurturing system, which is with the plain it nurturing system, which is for me the water. It is my time now to go and express myself in the form of who God is in me. Express myself to the highest, the most high of expressions. It is my responsibility to do that. And it is my responsibility to show my children the way, as Jesus was a way shower himself. That's my responsibility. And so I will be taking on a new journey for myself, which is to go and connect to the water. Not this water that you take baths with in your showers, that you drink from your tap, but the water of the earth. It's time for me to go get back in tune with the water of the earth and be one with that. Whether I, live by the water, whatever it is, it's got to be somewhere near by the water. I love the water. I'm a crab. I'm a Cancer sign. I'm a water sign. I love the water. There's a flow and an energy inside the water. I am the direct reflection of the water. I am the direct reflection. I am the water. I am. I am from the water. I am from the water. I am from the dirt and the soil. I am the natural man. And it is my job to be the expression of that. And so I'm leaving for Trinidad and Tobago to go and experience life living close to the water, surrounded by water, and living within the water, and also living in tune with the water. The water's an energy, the water's flow. You got to listen to the energies of the water to understand what's about to happen with the world. as far as weather goes. If you listen and tune into the energy of the water will give you signs on what the weather is going to be like. The water will tell you what the weather is going to be like. You got to listen and pay attention to the water. The water will tell you hurricanes come from the water. You understand? One of the most powerful natural disasters on this earth is a hurricane. And that comes from the water. So I'm going to get out of here, Divines. I'm tired. As you can see, my eyes, I'm fighting to keep them open. But I hope you got something from this while you were up watching it. I appreciate you. I love you. Peace and power.